Good morning. Welcome back to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. I'm Crazy Joe with another physical media review for you today. Today, we are going to thank our good friends at Warner Archive for sending us another movie from the Warner Archive collection. It is a new Blu-ray based on a movie that I have heard about for a very, very, very long time, but had never seen. And that is the movie Pretty Maids All in a Row. Now, why has this movie been a movie that has been on my radar just about forever? Because I am a Star Trek fan, and this movie gets referenced in just about every documentary on the history of Star Trek, because this film was written by Gene Roddenberry, the creator of Star Trek. So, huge Star Trek fan. To get the chance to finally check out this movie, Pretty Maids All in a Row, that is always referenced in these like documentaries on the history of Star Trek, kind of had to jump at it. And it's amazing. This is truly a terrible film. I have to say, it is truly a terrible film. This is a very it's almost like an exploitation film, like sexploitation, sex comedy, teen sex comedy, starring some big name stars like Rock Hudson, Telly Savalas, Angie Dickinson, Roddy McDowell. Like there's an all-star cast in this film, but the material is horrendous and problematic too by today's standards. This is about a high school gym teacher named Tiger, played by Rock Hudson, and he has extremely problematic relationships with his students. He's basically sleeping with half the girls in the school. And he's also trying to set up one of his male students with the substitute teacher played by Angie Dickinson. This movie is not particularly funny, and it's a little icky. the relationships between teachers and students in this film is headline news kind of stuff, quite frankly. I did not enjoy this film, but I am glad I finally got to see it, because it does fill that little gap in my Roddenberry filmography, let's just say. So it was definitely worth the watch, but not for me. Now, maybe you want to see this. Maybe you're a Star Trek fan. Maybe, like me, you've heard of this film. Maybe you're a huge fan of Rock Hudson or Roddy McDowell. Maybe you saw this movie back in the day and you love this film. But if you are interested, it is available now. You can pick it up. It looks good. The picture quality, great. Sounds great. Very good presentation of the film. What do you get? Well, you get the Blu-ray disc, and that is all, nothing else. And the only special feature is the theatrical trailer. That is all you're getting on this disc. So if you would like to pick up your own copy of Pretty Maids All in a Row, where can you get it? Well, Movie Zing. Movie Zing is your answer, and I have a link right down below with a direct link to the product page on Movie Zing, where you can pick this up. Now, keep in mind, this is a Warner Archive title. Warner Archive titles usually aren't available in brick and mortar stores, so if you want to get a copy of this, you're most likely going to have to order it online. So why not check out Movie Zing? And if you use that link, you could actually help out our channel, Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. So consider that. And you don't have to buy this either. You can click that link and just kind of explore Movie Zing, see what else they have. It still helps the channel if you use that link down below. So I do want to thank Warner Archive for sending me this review copy. Like I said, all-star cast and Gene Roddenberry script. This is something I have been curious about since I was in maybe grade school, high school. I don't know. Like anytime you watch documentaries on the making of Star Trek, they would always reference, oh, Gene Roddenberry went on to write, Pretty Maids All in a Row. So here you go. Now we get to see what Gene Roddenberry did. And Jimmy Doohan from Star Trek is in this too. Jimmy Doohan also makes an appearance in this. So there you go. Get a little bit more of a Star Trek connection. So there. Also, I forgot to mention, I'm talking about the plot. There's also this weird murder mystery aspect. Like Telly Savalas plays a police captain. There's a series of murders in the school. So it's like, And that feels like shoehorned in. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel natural. Like when they go from the storyline of the teacher, you know, running around with the students to the murder mystery aspect, it doesn't feel like a natural transition. Very clumsy script. And let's be honest. Let's be honest. I'm a Star Trek fan. I love Star Trek. Look, there's Captain Kirk. I love Star Trek. Gene Roddenberry was never a strong writer. I mean, he wasn't. If you know anything about the history of Star Trek, Gene Roddenberry was never a strong writer. Gene Roddenberry had a great idea. The concept of Star Trek was a great concept. Great idea. But if you look at the best episodes of Star Trek, there were a lot of other writers writing on that show that were kind of fleshing it out and making it a lot better. Roddenberry was actually one of the weaker writers on Star Trek. And I mean, just look at the movies. There's one movie that was written by Gene Roddenberry, Star Trek the Motion Picture, often cited as one of the weakest Star Trek movies. After that, Roddenberry left. Harv Bennett came in as the producer. The Star Trek movies got a lot better. Star Trek The Next Generation, Roddenberry was the showrunner the first 2 seasons, widely considered the worst. When he stepped aside and Rick Berman came in on season 3, suddenly the show got better. Look, we got to love Gene. He created the thing, right? He created the thing. But he never was the strongest writer. And it really shows in this film that he wrote. So thank you to Warner Archive for sending me this. If you'd like to get a copy, check out Movie Zing. And until next time, keep wearing those pajamas.